Hey friends, it is Thursday night, Facebook Live number 53 out of 100. I am back in my closet tonight, hoping you guys find some corner to cozy up in. Hopefully you can't hear the TV too loud. I wanted to do it in the backyard tonight because when I walked out there onto my patio, the sunset was just really pretty, and hey Candace, and it was just so nice outside, and I thought, oh, this is going to be great. Well, the wind picked up and started like blowing things everywhere, and like I could hear it starting to really rattle my patio umbrellas, and I was like, this is probably not the safest thing for me to do, but I probably need to get back up. So I went and got hubby, and there we go, that's a little better. We went and rescued the umbrellas, put the umbrellas away, so at the very least, oh, there goes the power. Sorry about that. Power outage. Yeah, so I could, after we put the umbrellas away, I could see that and there goes the internet connection. Yikes. Okay, I might make this one really short, much shorter than I planned, just because if the power's flickering in and out, I want to be safe, and I probably need to go check on my littles. But yeah, a little brownout there, a little flicker, right, Candace? It's a little bit sketchy. Anyway, my topic for tonight was and still is wild, as in my own wild way. So what I wanted to talk to y'all about is me finding my way, and the fact that my way is not like anyone else's way. Candace, yes, I will do my best to be safe. Have a pretty cozy house, and my husband's always really prepared, so I think it'll be fine. It's just one of those summer storms, but I'll keep you updated. We get very few tornadoes where we live, and nothing like they get on the other side of the country, and mainly only just little teeny tiny baby tornado-ish storms out in the desert sometimes, kind of like dust devils. I don't know if you are familiar with those, but we're good. But we do get some serious thunder and lightning storms, like some righteous storms for sure. So my way, finding my own way. Finding my way has been definitely a lifelong adventure, and it wasn't until just the last 2 years that I have really felt like I could step into and maybe onto my path and walk it the way I know I need to walk it for me. And so my thought is finding my own wild way, my own wild path. I don't know if any of you have read the book Wild by Cheryl Strayed, and then it was turned into a movie with Reese Witherspoon. If you haven't read the book or watched the movie, I recommend either one. It's just one of those really thought-provoking experiences. And so pretty much most of my life I have felt a little bit like the black sheep of my family, a little bit like an outsider, kind of. I know my family loves me. I know my friends care about me. I know my husband adores me. But for most of my life, I just have felt like I really wasn't on my path. I really wasn't walking my own wild way. And I've always known that my path will look and feel a little wild to other people. When I say wild, I don't mean like party hard all night long wild. I mean wild in a sort of undiscovered way, a hidden garden kind of way. I don't know if any of you have ever read the book Secret Garden. That was one of my favorite books when I was little. But just the idea that I always knew that the path that I'm supposed to walk is unique and a little on the wild side, untamed maybe is a good word. Like, like ivy, untamed, just growing up every which way. And I also have felt like for many, many years, I don't know how much thought I gave it as a child or a teenager, but the older I got, the more I felt like my path was really hidden from me. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that or have ever felt like you just can't see your path. It's hidden from you, or it's secret, and it's almost like there's this sense of familiarity, like there's a sense that it's just right under the surface. You just can't quite see it, like it's in a fog, but you know it's there. It's and it should be right under your feet, and maybe it even is, but it's just a little bit hidden. So fast forward to today, the last couple years, pretty much since I turned 40, I have been able to see my path more clearly, and I've been able to walk it a little bit more confident each and every day. And then when I was able to get my teaching certificate and jumped into a whole new career field where I have to learn all new terminology and, procedures and protocols and tools, the more I learned that I didn't know that I needed to learn, the more excited I got, because that's when I felt like I was really starting to walk my path. And let me tell you, spending your days with teenagers for a living, it gets pretty wild and kind of hairy sometimes. And I love every minute. And for you, if you haven't already, I think it's time for you to find your own wild way, whatever that looks like in your life. Maybe it looks like changing careers, or maybe it looks like a baby step to getting on your path, your wild way, your unique individual wild way. Maybe for some people it's getting a makeover, or dyeing your hair blonde and putting orchid right up in there. Maybe for you it's going to the movies by yourself. Whatever your baby steps look like to get onto your path, don't shy away from it, because when I really started walking my path, my own wild, crazy path, my own wild way, that's when I started to really like myself. And that's when I started to step out into a little bit of confidence. And that's when I started listening to those little nudges, nudging me more and more onto my pathway, even though I was scared and I didn't know where the path would lead. I still don't know where my path is leading me, but I'm trusting the process, and I'm trusting my Creator. He has a plan, right? So I don't need to know the how. I don't even need to be able to see down the path very far. But once I get on it, I know it in my heart when I'm there. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I still feel really new to my own unique wild walk that I'm on. This like the Australians say, to go on a walkabout. Like, I still can't always see the forest for the trees, but I know how it feels when I am on the right path. And I know how it feels when I have that under my feet. And I'm really curious to know if you feel like you are walking your own wild way, your own wild journey, your own unique pathway, or whether you feel like it's still hazy or foggy, or you just feel uncertain, because we've all been there. My friend Candace says, I took a big leap on Sunday and I will be doing something scary next week. Candace, that sounds so exciting, and I am so glad that you were brave and are going to do the big scary thing, whatever that is. It's going to be great. I know it is. And you're unstoppable. That's the cool part, right? I don't know if this is making much sense to anybody else, but kind of going back to that feeling I've always had in my family of kind of being the black sheep, and sort of have always felt like I marched to the beat of my own drummer. Now, I will say my parents are amazing, incredible people, and I know that they love me and support me and have my back, even if they don't always get me. My brothers, definitely, I know they love me, and they inspire me. And I feel like, extended family, I feel accepted and loved, but for most of my life, I just haven't felt like I fit in very well. Like, maybe I'm the family member that when I show up, they're like they're glad to see me, but maybe I just throw things off a little bit. I don't know. I really do. I have a great family. I'm very, very blessed. And maybe none of them think that I'm a black sheep at all. Like, maybe they think I'm totally normal. But for me, from my perspective, I've always felt like I'm just a little bit off. Like, I'm just not quite, what's the word? I never quite do what I'm supposed to. I never quite follow, like, the acceptable path. Maybe that's what I'm getting at. Like, even when I was a teenager, I never quite did what I was supposed to, as far as what was acceptable and right and good. Like, it's not that I didn't understand right and wrong. It's not that I didn't have strong beliefs or morals. I do. But I just kind of one of those people that I really have to crash and burn myself to really believe it. Which that's not always fun. It's not always a good way to navigate life. Thankfully, I would like to believe I've gotten a little wiser. But anyway, Candace says, ego has been hitting me hard, so I appreciate the confirmation that you're on the right path. Candace, I feel you. Please, please, please take this Facebook Live tonight that you chose to join me on. Please take it as a confirmation that you are on the right path. Tonight is all about pathways and finding your own wild, amazing road, your own awesome journey. And it's completely unique to you. That's what's so cool about it. I'm really, really glad that you shared and that you that you're here with me, and this has been good, even though I'm hiding in my closet doing my Facebook Live, because I live with boys and a puppy and my hubby, who's currently watching a Clint Eastwood movie. That's my life. And it's wild. And I love it. I love my wild, wild life. And I'm really so grateful that I'm still discovering my own wild way. That's priceless. And I know there's more to come. I know that this is just the beginning. And I don't feel bad at all or guilty or weird that it took me 40 some years to accept that my path is my very own and that it's wild and strange and a little bit Alice in Wonderland from my perspective. Yeah, I'm really thankful for that. All right. Candace, thank you for hanging out with me tonight and commenting. I have really loved reading your comments. I'll keep you posted about the storm. We'll see how tonight plays out. Hopefully we don't have any blackouts or power outages, and hopefully everybody is safe out there. If you are watching a replay later of this, I would love to hear a comment about whether or not you feel like you're on your path. And if you do feel like you are, when did you have that epiphany or realization? And if you don't feel like you're on your path, how could you get there? Like, what could you do tomorrow to get you closer to finding your path? All right. I am sending you grace and peace and sunshine in the midst of the storm. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.